Welcome to Mommy's on a Call, your sacred space to laugh, learn, and feel like a real grown-up human for a hot minute. I'm Stephanie Uchima Carney, a mom of 3 under 6, serial entrepreneur, business strategist, and donut connoisseur, just trying to get through the day one cold cup of coffee at a time. I believe that with more intention, a positive mindset, and self-care, it is possible to thrive in motherhood, business, and life. My mission is to uncover the daily rituals, life lessons, real-life tactics, and favorite tools to inspire and empower you, mommy, to get the most out of life every single unpredictable day. So grab your headphones, tell your kids you're on the potty, and tune in weekly for some laughs, knowledge bombs, and plenty of real talk with real moms, and maybe a dad or two. Welcome to the Mommy Pod. Hello, Mommy Pod, and welcome back to Mommy's on a Call. Happy September. I cannot believe that school is already in session and summer is over. It's really nice to be back on the microphone, and I'm a little rusty. I actually took the entire summer off recording, and while you've been listening to episodes released every week, for the most part, they were actually recorded last spring before summer break hit. I think future Stephanie knew that summer break Stephanie would not be able to get a lot done with 3 kids at home, with camps, with all of the things. I just needed some time off. So now that my oldest is back in school, yay for first grade, and my 3-year-old's headed to preschool next week, I'm back recording fresh new episodes coming up for the rest of the year. But I wanted to take a moment to stop and celebrate because 1 year ago on September 1st, I published the very first introduction episode to the Mommy's on a Call podcast. And over 60 episodes later, I think technically this one's episode 84 because I included previous podcast episodes from my last podcast, Power Mom Minute. But technically, this week, I'm celebrating 1 year officially of podcasting consistently. And I want to celebrate because for most moms out there, just like you, the last 18 months obviously hasn't been easy. And for those who might be new to this podcast, it was originally called the Power Mom Minute in 2019 when I was pregnant with my 3rd kid. Thinking I would take a short maternity leave in around January to March and jump right back in. Obviously, the world had other plans, and when I was only 4 weeks postpartum, we went into lockdown, and I completely stopped recording. I pretty much completely stopped doing everything because I couldn't figure out what to do. But after a couple months passed, I couldn't just sit around and do nothing. So in the middle of 2020, with a newborn in my arms, a 2 and a 5-year-old running around, distance learning preschool / into kindergarten, I decided to relaunch my podcast because why not? I knew moms needed help out there, and I really wanted to bring some people on because I was personally curious on how to do this all, especially in the ever-changing environment of what was going on. And so I was actually on a coaching call, and as I was being hit with a Spider-Man dart by my 5-year-old at the time, I stopped and yelled, "Mommy's on a call, leave me alone." And the other person on the other side of my Zoom call stopped and was like, "Hey, Stephanie, I think that should be the name of your new podcast, Mommy's on a Call." And 1 year later, here we are, Mommy's on a Call, and I'm still yelling that at least once a day. And so here we are 1 year later, and I'm so excited to have brought you some amazing guests that covered everything from parenting to wellness to entrepreneurship to founders. And I really hope that you got some sort of tidbit of information or something in one of the episodes that has helped you on your motherhood journey along the way. And so I wanted to do a little debrief because I looked at some of the top episodes that you all enjoyed last year. And according to the stats, most of them are on parenting, money, and building multi-million-dollar companies with multiple kids in tow. And so I looked into these episodes deeper to kind of figure out what is the common denominator? What are you all interested in learning more about? And I realized most of them, the bottom line was on mindset, whether it was how to change your mindset to become a better parent, how to improve your money mindset in order to either scale your business, in order to build more personal financial freedom, whatever that is, or how to change your overall mindset to achieve those big, lofty, crazy goals you have in business and life. The bottom line came down to was mindset. And I also did a survey recently among some of my mom friends and my mom business network. And out of the 52 responses I got, the top challenges that are being faced right now amongst them were managing both work and life and self-care and wellness. That came in at an overwhelming 64 and 63% respectively. And coming in third was time management at 47%. And when I asked what topic they would be most interested in learning more about, 66% said parenting, whether it's like mindful parenting, toddlers, sibling rivalry, something to do with how to parent, especially after having to be with your children almost 24/7 in 2020. And while 50% said business and career, coming in tied for third at 36% was money, like personal finance, how to grow wealth, and mindfulness, so meditation, breath work. I was really looking at those topics, and that is what this podcast, the core of what this podcast was about. I wanted to bring to you guests that were not only moms, and so I could shed light on the behind the scenes of how they were all making it all work, growing a business, growing a family, but also to share their expertise. And so I want to bring in more moms out there who can inspire, teach, and empower you to go after your dreams, no matter what age of kid or season of motherhood you're in. And so if you are interested in giving feedback on topics or have guests you'd like to see on the show, you can head over to my survey and fill it out at bit.ly/MOAC survey. So that's bit.ly/MOAC survey, or send me a DM via Stephanie Uchima on Instagram, and I'd love to hear from you. I took your feedback and I was listening to, okay, so these are the things that you guys want to hear more about. You want to hear more about money, more about parenting, more about building these businesses with kids in tow, especially after what has been going on. And so for season 2, although I don't really do seasons, more like year 2, I wanted to give you a sneak peek into some of the guests that I've already interviewed and excited to release. And then I wanted to take your feedback too, so that I can get some amazing more guests on this show. Right now, lined up for season 2, in personal finance, I have Stacey Lee, a personal finance business coach. She was an outsourced CFO to startups, and she's helped so many women, especially moms, get out of debt and on the road to financial freedom. I'm also bringing on Megan Dwyer. Megan is a financial planner and the host of the Money Isn't Scary podcast. Megan's on a mission to remove the stigma around money in our culture and to get women talking more about it. And lastly, I'm bringing Babita Trivedi. She's a certified financial planner with a passion for educating and empowering women in their financial lives. Each of these 3 women share different points of view and different tips and tricks on how to manage your personal finance, how to set your family up for financial success, and how to structure, if you are a working mom or if you're a stay-at-home mom, how to look about your financial situation. Next, on health and wellness, I'm bringing Katie Bresek. Katie is a holistic nutritionist who specializes particularly in women's hormonal health. I found this topic extremely interesting because I suffer from a lot of hormone issues, which I might share in a different episode, but she shed some light on healthy eating and just different ways to deal with your hormones, especially postpartum. The next is Tanya Harris. Tanya is an environmental toxin expert and the founder of Slightly Greener, which offers busy women simple tips to reduce toxins without turning their family's lifestyle upside down. She's not only a childhood leukemia survivor, but she's a mom of 3, and she helps parents learn how toxins in their home can affect their family's health. And just in August, she released her new book, The Slightly Greener Method. So I'm excited to bring her on. The next guest is Jo Shulman. She is the co-author of The Conscious Cleanse, and she has an incredible story leading her to helping people like Bobby Brown change their own health through diet. Again, mindset. Mindset is a huge topic, and so I'm really excited for Julie Ciardi. Some of you might have been listening to her podcast, which is called the Ignite Her Mind podcast. She's also the founder of Ignite University. She's a former Fortune 500 marketing VP turned multi-passionate entrepreneur, and she's all about teaching women about mindset and how to achieve your dreams. I loved our episode, and I've been following everything she's doing, so also tune into her podcast because it's a lot of helpful, great information. Next on parenting and kids is children's mental health expert and the founder of the Global Institute for Children's Mental Health, Roseanne Kapana Hodge. Roseanne is on a mission to change the way we view and treat children's mental health. I think this is such an important topic, especially after everything in 2020. Her work has helped thousands reverse some of the most challenging conditions such as ADHD, anxiety, mood, autism, learning disabilities, Lyme, PANS, PANDA, you name it. she's dealt with it. She teaches proven holistic therapy such as neurofeedback, biofeedback, and psychotherapy to help children with mental health. And we talk a lot about coming out of the pandemic, how children's mental health is being affected, and what we can do as parents in order to facilitate a more healthy lifestyle. And lastly is our founder series. I'm still looking for more awesome founders to interview, but one of them I'm excited about is Betsy Four. Betsy is the co-founder of Tiny Organics, and if you're a mom of little ones, you might have heard of this company. Tiny Organics is a nutrient-rich organic baby food company designed to build adventurous eaters from a young age. They focus on more baby-led weaning, so they send you these amazing cups of great food like ratatouille and children's cauliflower rice with enchilada stuff. Anyway, super healthy, super great. She has an amazing, interesting story. So I'm really happy to have her on the show. Other than that, I'm bringing on some more amazing founders and just moms out there. So if there's a topic you're interested in, or a mom you want to hear more from, or something like that, just feedback, I'd love to hear it, because honestly, this podcast is for you. It's for you, mama. I'm here because I'm curious to learn more, as I'm sure you are curious to learn more too. Thank you so much for spending the last year with me. And if you're new to the podcast, go back and binge listen a few, because there's some great episodes there. Anyway, I wanted to thank you all and just celebrate the last year. Give yourselves a big hand. You guys survived the last year. Thank you so much for listening weekly to the Mommies on a Call podcast. And if you're new, welcome. I'm really excited to meet you. And please share the podcast. Follow on Instagram. Head over to the website. I am here for you. To wrap it up, I just wanted to thank you all again for sharing your time and for putting me into your earbuds week after week on the Mommies on a Call podcast. If it wasn't for you, this podcast wouldn't be here. Please join me every week. Jump in the sandbox with me as I stay curious and explore all the different topics of parenting and just trying to be a modern day mom. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Mommies on a Call. Your support means the absolute world to me. You can find the show notes for this episode and other goodies over at mommiesonacall.com. And if you enjoyed this episode or have gotten value from the podcast, I would be so grateful if you could head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and review so that we can reach and empower more moms all over the world together. Thank you so much again, Mommy Pod, and I will see you here next time.